What's going on, Facebook? Our second day of talking about getting on the bus, and we were talking about communities. I want to show you something. We're talking about community. I'm down here at the bay near the airport, and I don't know how far you can see, but there are boats everywhere. Military boats, hornblower boats, regular sailboats. For as far as you can see, there are boats. There are boats everywhere out on this bay. But the bay is big enough to hold them. Yesterday we were talking about community. You're talking about getting on the bus and how there's people on the bus who have the same story. People on the bus who all have a story, trying to get to the same place, going in the same direction. And sometimes the boats are huge, their stories are huge, and sometimes their stories are small. But everybody has a story, and there's a reason why we're all in this place. If you keep on searching, you're going to find somebody just as passionate as you. Just as passionate as you, just as hungry as you to see their future and hit the rest of their life. And sometimes, so many times, we get discouraged, and we get discouraged because we don't feel like there's anybody out here with the story that we have. We feel like we're all, out here, just us in the water, all alone. But I wanted to come on here and let you know that somebody has a story just like yours, and somebody's waiting for you to tell your story. Not everybody's going to understand why you do what you do, or why you're so consistent, or why you push so hard. Why are you so consistent at your grind, or why are you so determined in your hustle? But keep on going, because there's a turnaround coming for you. There is a time when your hustle and your grind are going to pay off. There's going to be a time when you won't be so worried about your finances, because your dream has now financed your future. So I wanted to encourage you. I know sometimes on the bus you get tired of dealing with everybody who's on the bus. But like I said, out here you have a lot of boats out here. There's a festival that's going to be going on, I guess, sometime over the weekend, and I wish you could see as well as I could see, but there's boats all the way down towards the end and across at Coronado Island. There are stories. There are enough stories on the bus for the bus to carry you and everybody else. And out here on this water, there are a bunch of boats. And the water, the bay, is large enough to hold all of these boats, regardless of their story, regardless of how big or how small the sailboats are. The water is large enough, or this bay is large enough to hold the boats that are here. And sometimes you have to be okay with there being other boats in your bay. Sometimes on your route to purpose, sometimes on your route to destiny, you got to deal with boats invading your bay that you didn't want there, or you didn't expect to be there, or you're saying, hey, I'm out here and I'm cool, and I'm just the water, I'm just minding my business out here, and now I got to deal with boats on my bay. But there is a season where God will allow boats to come into your bay to get rest. There is a season where God will allow boats to come into your bay so that they don't have to worry about being overrun by what's going on in the ocean. The bay is a place where the boats find rest. And in your life, you have to be okay with people finding you as a place of rest. Some people find you as a place of rest, and sometimes you as the water Sometimes you heard the water start getting loud because the winds are starting to move. Sometimes you will get restless because there are other boats in your bay. Sometimes it's not comfortable when boats find themselves all in your world. But there are times when God will actually allow boats to come into your bay, to find a place of rest, to find a place of leisure, to find a place where they don't have to be out there all by themselves and alone. And if you're in a season where you got a bunch of people in your life who are pulling on you and yanking on you, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. There's no reason to be. They're in your life because you have something to give them. They're in your life because you have something that you can impart into them. And in this season where you don't necessarily understand why there's all these boats, there's a reason for it. And it's because you can handle it. And so I'm speaking to your strength tonight, whether you're on the bus or whether you're on the water. I speak to your strength. You're going to be able to handle it. I know people are calling you and they're blowing up your phone and they're telling you this and they're telling you that, and it might be frustrating as hell. I understand it. I've had it happen a bunch of times where people are calling you all the time and sometimes you just want to be left alone. I just want to encourage you that there is a reason why you have a bunch of boats in your bay. And then there's some of you, you're trying to find a niche. You're trying to find your purpose. And the thing that you want to do, you see everybody else doing it. I remember when my brother Nate first started out, and everybody was jumping into like Amazon and Shopify and e-com and all that stuff. And there were some people who were getting discouraged because they were saying, if everybody is jumping in at the same time, then there's not going to be room for me. And that's one of the problems with multi-level marketing. Everybody comes in everybody comes in on the ground floor, and because they're in on the ground floor, they feel like it's like the crabs in the barrel mentality. Everybody's in, so there's no room for me. I came down here on purpose just to show you that regardless of the space that you're in, regardless of, I think it went dark on me, that regardless of the space, there it is, regardless of the space that you're in, there's room for you. There are a lot of boats. I wish you could see what my eyes could see. There are a lot of boats on this water, and there's still plenty of room. There's still plenty of room. And so I don't want you to be discouraged, and I don't want you to be like, Adam, there's something that I want to do, but I see everybody else doing it. Listen, everybody else might be, everybody might be trying to do it, but they can't do it on your level. Everybody doesn't have your level of excellence. Everybody doesn't have your level of specialty. Everybody doesn't have your level of hustle, your level of grind. Everybody doesn't have your creativity, and they can't do it like you. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. They can't do it like you. And so I don't want you to be discouraged. If you have a dream on the inside and you see other people doing it, so what? Hasn't your life been put on hold long enough? Haven't you waited long enough? You're so much more special than you realize. You are coded for success. You are coded for success. Failure is not an option. It's not an option. So whether you find yourself on the bus and you're in a part of a community where everybody is going the same place, or whether you find yourself in a place where everybody is trying to do what you do, or everybody's coming in on the ground floor, and you kind of feel like if everybody's doing it, then nobody's going to be successful, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. My name is Adam Watson, and I am the motivator for the motionless. Let's get you motivated. It's time to live, baby. It's beautiful out here in California. It's after 8 o'clock, and it's still gorgeous out here. So listen, Hear me. Your life has been destined for something special. Don't waste it on foolishness. Don't waste it on foolish conversations. Don't waste it on foolish people. You have a life where you were destined to touch the world. Why don't you get to it? Write your plan. Start writing your plan out and see what you want to do. Let me coach you to your success. My name is Adam Watson. I approve this message that you are phenomenal. You are phenomenal. And your phenomenal genius is about to be followed by your phenomenal success. You have a good night.